So let's talk about Creep 2, which is a movie sequel that I really, really enjoyed. The first Creep movie I thought was really quote unquote creepy. I thought that Mark Duplass, who plays Aaron, that guy for some reason is like he's such a great scary actor. Like he is legitimately frightening in both these two movies. And I really, really enjoyed the first one. I thought that he really for this movie just being a found like not a found footage, but it's in the camera point of view of this character of these characters like Paranormal Activity, but it's not found footage. Just it's in the moment. I liked the idea of this being such a simple movie, and Blumhouse produced this one. I don't know if they produced the first one. I can't remember, but I really liked that they brought this simple premise again, like the first one, where it's just camera point of view of somebody of them filming their encounter with Aaron. And in this one, it's a girl character who wants to be internet famous, who wants to do these like she goes and makes videos about weird things going on, and she encounters Aaron through the internet. And that's all I'm really gonna say because the movie, like the first one, is very simple and there's not really much to spoil. But the performance of Mark Duplass really, really is amazing. I think that he is flat out really, really terrifying, and I think that he the way he deadpan says some of these lines is frightening as hell. And I think that like the first one, he did such a fantastic job. The only real complaint about this one over the first one I think I give is that the girl character, I already forgot her name, but the girl character in this movie who wants so bad to be internet famous and wants to make these weird like encounter videos where she encounters weird people. She with logic, it doesn't make sense with her. Like he tells her stuff like he straight up murdered people and has killed people before, and she just goes along with it. What would you do if you were in that situation in real life? Would you follow this person who just said he murdered somebody or murdered a lot of people? Where would you like the thought process to me is not there with the character, and it's not the actress's fault. I think it's just I don't know if that's just the writing or it's just made to seem that she is desperate to be on internet famous and be popular on the internet. Maybe that's why, but I didn't get that just how they presented it. And I thought that that to me was the only weird thing in this where I was like, okay, like in the first one, the guy character didn't like Aaron was more I think more self-contained about this. He didn't straight up say all that creepy stuff immediately. And the character in the first one was a little smarter. And that's kind of sad that this character isn't, and I wish that she was. But that's really not a giant complaint because it's just a couple moments where it takes you out of it like, man, that's so unrealistic that you would still follow this guy who has said he's murdered people straight up. It felt like to me really odd. But in terms of like basically that's it. This movie is very simple premise, just like the first one. But to me, I think it's almost just as good as the first one in terms of the acting, in terms of how this character is. He is such a great. This actor is so great at this performance, and the character is so demented and terrifying that I loved his performance. I thought this was a really good movie, and I think it's one that's on Netflix. I don't know if people know much about Creep 2, but I think the first one might have came out on Netflix too. But this one, I'm glad that we got a sequel, and apparently we're getting a third one. So I'm glad to see him do more another role as this character. I can't wait to see that again because he is fantastic. Besides the little realism thing, like with the girl character, I think that that's the only thing that annoys me about this movie. But overall, I liked it a lot, and I thought it was a really enjoyable, low budget thriller like the first one. It really works really well on the performances alone. But overall, definitely a great sequel. I think but it's a simple movie just like the first one, so how can you go wrong with that? But overall, it was really, really good.